Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Connor Knowles, and this is the Nerdic Gods podcast episode 240.
That was last week.
That was last week's shit. 241. Welcome, everybody. My name is always Daniel, never really.
What's up, gamers?
With new and improved sound quality.
Oh, yeah, we
Maybe.
sound better.
Perhaps. We should.
Should I do like a little ASMR? If I get a little close to the mic, does it sound different?
Ooh, now you went into the red.
Is that's a
bad thing? That's a bad thing. We don't want to go into the red. You hurt people's ears now. That's okay. That's okay. I think ASMR is supposed to do that, right?
No, it's supposed to like give you little tinglies in your ears.
Yeah.
You're supposed to like feel something? I don't
Man,
know.
they must really have to fuck with the audio when they do those videos.
Oh,
Shit.
yeah, you have to have a really good mic.
Yeah. You can't just do that with these shitty ass mics, huh?
Because they'll like touch the mic and stuff, and they'll like whisper. I don't know. It's supposed to give you some weird feeling in like in your back of your head or something. I don't know.
That's
weird tinglies. It is weird. But
bunch of fucking weirdos.
Whatever you're into, you know what I'm saying?
I guess, yeah. I guess it's not really a sexual thing, is it?
I think it probably is for some people.
I mean, why do we allow these on YouTube then, you know? Like, take them off YouTube. Take them off. You don't know what these kids are using.
Do you remember
ASMR
when
for.
The blurred lines video came out and there was nudity and that was a big deal?
Yeah, I do. But then you had to like accept it before you could watch the video or something. Yeah.
Because maybe you can correct me too. That was like the first instance of like allowed nudity on YouTube. Was that blurred lines video, wasn't it?
I don't remember exactly. Probably. Man,
unless
how long
it's like
ago
a medical
was that
thing. Blurred lines was I in high school? No, I think I had to have been like right outside of high school. When was that video?
Probably like 2014-ish.
Yeah, 2014 maybe?
Time.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Anytime we bring up time on this show, it's just like, what are we talking about?
Wild.
You know what's the most wild time is video games, though. Like, when you bring up a game that was like 10 years ago, I'm like, that was 10 years ago.
Destiny?
You know?
Destiny 1?
See, yeah, that's fucking wild. That's fucking wild. That's it right there. That's like exactly 10 years ago right now.
That's why I said it, yeah. It was like end of September, right? I think something like that.
Yeah,
so it's about to be 10 years?
Yeah. I didn't get a PS4 until that game. I got that white PS4 with it.
Oh, yeah. So that's the one Sloan got, too.
Yeah.
Sloan waited for that, too. I had a launch
waited
PS4.
for that bundle. Did you? Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't. But I got a launch Xbox. So I wanted that Connect. I was like, give me that Connect.
I think my Xbox, I didn't get quite at launch. I got it like at the beginning of 2014. So it was like a few months later. Because like they had I waited for the Connect bundle to not be. So whenever that was, I didn't want to get Connect.
Didn't really launch with anything super spectacular, if I remember correctly.
The Xbox was a pretty decent launch.
They had just Killer games wise.
Yeah, they had
Killer Instinct. Yeah.
Dead Rising 3.
Yeah.
Those are two pretty good games to launch.
No, they're all right, but that's like two titles.
Okay. Rise seemed
it's not like cool. Fucking Breath of the Wild, you know.
No. I mean, you can't compare that.
I mean, you can though, like why not?
Mario 64.
You know, it's yeah, exactly. It's like it's not like two like, no one talks about Dead Rising 3 and Killer Instinct as like the best games.
I think the PS4 didn't really have a great launch.
Yeah, would they even have Knack?
No. I think it was the Killzone and what's the shooter game? The one that Colin likes a lot. Colin Moriarty likes a lot. Yeah, it's
not Killzone.
No, it's made by Housemark. What's the Housemark one? Resogun.
Oh, Resogun, yeah.
It's like that and Resogun.
That was like a free PS Plus title though. Yeah.
I didn't get it free.
There was what's that one game that I like? Velocity 2X or some shit. You remember this?
I didn't play it. I've heard of it.
That was a fun time.
The Xbox had a pretty decent launch. It was just like the other things around it that didn't help it. It definitely had a better launch.
I think I got Battlefield, which is weird because I'm not even that big a Battlefield fan, but I was Battlefield.
Was that 4?
4 or 3?
Would have been 4. Like right around there.
Yeah.
And you had Assassin's Creed was like a cross-launch game. 4.
That was Black Flag. Oh,
it was a cross-launch game. And
that's when I dropped off Assassin's Creed, actually.
That's like the one people love.
Yeah,
and then Call of Duty Ghosts was also like a cross-platform launch. Both those two were the big ones that fall.
I remember like Titanfall came out.
Yeah, that was at the beginning of 2014.
What was that, spring 2014 then?
Yeah, or no, it was, I think it was like January.
Really?
February.
Was that early? Oh, okay. That was a fun time. Titanfall 1, a little bit underrated now.
I didn't really play Titanfall 1.
Titanfall 1 was the shit.
Yeah, what was I playing at that time? I must have still so that would have been 2013 into 2014. Yeah, I don't know what I was playing a lot of.
Well, the
It
weird thing is
probably
GTA 5 came out 2 months before the new consoles.
Yeah, I might
Yeah.
have been playing a lot of more single player stuff right in that time. So like
Yeah.
I wasn't like looking for Titanfall.
Yeah. And then I remember South Park Stick of Truth came out like March 2014, and that didn't even have, maybe I'm wrong about this, but that didn't even have PS4 and Xbox One editions when it
Which game?
launched. South Park Stick of Truth. Like I remember
Yeah,
having to
no,
buy that on 360.
Yeah, I didn't play it on 360.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I think that was at the time where I had a PC that I could actually play stuff. So there was a handful of games in that time that I played on PC. So it was BioShock Infinite,
Hell yeah.
Tomb Raider. I got
Hell
both
yeah.
those free with my PC. My graphics card gave it to me. I had a free Steam key for both of those two. And I think Stick of Truth was right around there too. So there was like a couple of games I was playing on PC at that time. So I think that's where I played it. But I own them on Xbox now.
There's a couple of games that I think turned me more into a bigger gamer, you know, like made me want to play more games, and BioShock Infinite was definitely one of them. That was like
other
right,
things.
yeah, right at the end of high school for me. I was a senior in high school, and it was like when that game come out in May, right? So I must have been just about to graduate a month later, I remember, and that was definitely one of the games where I was like, oh, I'm gonna play even more video games because I love this one so much.
Yeah, you're a year younger than me, so yeah, that would have been right before you graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 2013, I mean, I was just working at that
Good
time.
year for games.
Mm-hmm.
Shit,
I think an underrated year for games.
is it?
I think so.
Last of Us, BioShock Infinite, GTA 5, like that's
it doesn't get talked about much.
Yeah, yeah, I guess it doesn't. I don't know. I think it gets overshadowed by the consoles launching that year a little bit. Yeah, same with 2020, kind of. I mean, that year does get talked about though a lot. I feel still, but also a great year 2020. I mean, and then the console launched.
People like to hate on 2014. I think if people go back and actually look at what came out in 2014, people would be surprised how great that year is.
I agree, but we've talked about this before. There's hidden gems there, but it's a weaker year if you look around it.
I don't know.
Like, is it better than 2015?
No, because it's Bloodborne and Witcher 3.
Bloodborne, Witcher 3, Fallout 4. There's some indies in there, I think, too.
I don't know. It's probably pretty comparable, to be honest. If you don't,
I guess. I think on the AAA side is where people were mostly looking there.
Yeah, it's Nintendo really carried 2014.
What'd they have? Oh, with all the Wii U stuff, right? Mario Kart and all that.
It was Mario Kart, Bayonetta 2, Tropical Freeze.
Yeah, Nintendo carried this year. Did Captain Toad come out that year?
I think Captain Toad came out that year.
That's the best year ever.
I mean, come on now. Where's Captain Toad 2?
Oh my god,
Where is it?
If they announced Captain Toad 2, the launch Switch 2.
Yes.
Oh.
Please. Oh. Day one.
Look, I'll be there day one anyway, but like, just give me that.
I want that game so bad.
I would flip out. Captain Toad probably like there's not a sequel Nintendo could announce that would get me more hyped. Honestly, even more than a 3D Mario. Honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, what's even close? So like, for like a sequel to be up there for you. I mean, you don't really like Zelda that much, other than I guess the newer stuff. But yeah, 3D Mario. You're not a big 2D Mario person.
No.
But like a new Mario Kart.
No, not more than Captain Toad. Not more than Captain Toad, honestly. Because with all of those, I could at least say we're getting those no matter what. We're getting sequels to those no matter what. Captain Toad, we might never get another Captain Toad. You know,
it's wild.
So that would be one of those things where it's like they announce that, freak out.
I wonder what the holdback is for that game.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it didn't perform as well as they would have liked.
Yeah, I wonder what the Switch number is for
I mean, Nintendo's also just one of those companies where they're like, yeah, we'll get to it in 10 years, you know?
Like, it had to have sold better than that Princess Peach game that came out this year.
Yeah,
right?
I'd imagine. I mean, with how successful the Switch is, I gotta imagine it's at like 3-ish million copies.
I was gonna say 2.
2? Yeah, maybe I'm overestimating a little bit, but like...
It probably didn't do well.
Just considering how long ago it came out, it certainly didn't do well on the Wii U, and my phone just died.
Yeah, but I think like Mario Kart, I think did pretty well on the Wii U.
Sure, but that's Mario Kart, you know?
Yeah. but it only sold like 14 million copies or consoles, so
Yeah, I know it could have only sold so much, but I
I
guarantee
guarantee you, 60% of the people
60,
bought.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bought
yeah,
Mario Kart.
60% of the people that own Wii U own a Mario
Yeah,
Kart. Yeah,
for sure.
I could see that for sure. Let's see, Cat and Toad sales number. I would be very curious. There's a
Yeah.
2.4 million as
Yeah,
of.
I was close. Yeah.
Oh no, wait, that's Pikmin. 2.3 million as of December 31st, 2022. So
I almost nailed it.
Could be,
Yeah, it could be
almost more by now.
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah, getting up there.
And that's really good. I've contributed to 2 copies of that game on Switch. So
why did you buy 2?
or no, is it 2 copies? Yeah, I think I bought. I think I have 2 copies of that game.
Oh, speaking of Nintendo, my pre-order for Echoes of Wisdom just went out.
I got it
Bada
when
bing, bada boom.
Destiny for her Switch.
You got Echoes of Wisdom?
No. You asked why I had 2 copies of it.
Oh, you bought Cat and Toad too. Excuse me. Yeah.
Anyone that gets a Switch and I, get him a gift,
Get him Cat and Toad too. Just play that.
It's a cute game. It's a little puzzle game. Anyone can play that game.
Yeah.
So
just play that. That's all you need.
Yeah.
You'll be good. Daniel, it's been another busy week in the world of video games. We can continue our Nintendo talk, actually.
Good transition there.
With our first news story, we might finally have our first look at what Nintendo's next console is. Leaked images from a manufacturer in China show what looks to be a new Nintendo Switch and have also revealed the specs for the system. This says that the console will have an 8-inch screen. It'll have those magnetic Joy-Cons that have been rumored, and it'll simply be called Switch 2. Daniel, here we go. Rumors are a-flowing for Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever the hell the next console is going to actually be called. Over on Gaming
I think that's the
Leak,
easiest
whatever
thing to talk about.
subreddit. Yeah, we can get into that first.
And now it just seems like it's just going to be a successor console instead of like. I guess we won't really know until they fully say it. It seems like it's not going to be a half step. They'll just do a full step at this point.
So yeah, these images just show basically what looks like a Switch, a bigger Switch. Yeah, a new Nintendo Switch model.
Yeah, because have they analyzed the screen size?
I saw 8-inch on this subreddit thread.
Okay, what's the regular 5?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Okay. I just put that in there. It did have the magnetic Joy-Cons that were rumored earlier this year.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I think that they're gonna like hook on there with magnets somehow.
So there's no slide?
Maybe. I don't know. I'd imagine there still be a slide just to like lock it in more.
Yeah.
But
I feel like you would.
Apparently it's like very. I feel like I'd like. What if I get pissed in Mario Kart? It's it just comes off. So I don't know. I feel like there still would be a slide. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell from these images because they're just all like concept art images. I guess I don't know what they are.
Design images.
Apparently these come from like someone paid off someone in the manufacturer place to get images of it or something. I don't fucking know. Something crazy happened here. So, but it is apparently looking like this is real. According to the subreddit, so
there's a lot of people that
which isn't surprising. I guess these things are obviously being manufactured, and we're gonna get an announcement about it soon. According to journalists, we're either gonna get an announcement for it in September or October. We're in September right now. We're in the middle of September, almost the end of September. So time's a ticking. So yeah, I'm not surprised that images of this would leak.
Yeah, I was seeing like a lot of insiders saying like this is what they have seen and things like that. So
yeah,
like. It's seeming to be at least like the design models are pretty accurate. Yeah, I mean, what do you think about the size? Like, do you think that might be too big for an on-the-go console?
I don't know. I don't know how much bigger it actually is. I guess like how many.
Yeah, they getting just more real estate.
I have the OLED, so it's like that thing's already pretty chunky.
Yeah, because like I have a launch Switch.
Yeah.
So the bezels are much smaller on the OLED, right? So they just get more real estate out of the screen than the model I have.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I wonder if what the size screen that you have is. Like, what's that compared to mine?
I'm trying to see if I have a tape measure. I don't.
Yeah. Do you know how they measure screens? They don't measure this way. They measure
diagonal, right?
Diagonal,
yeah. Yes. So I don't know. I suppose I mean we do want a bigger one, right? At least slightly.
I mean, I'm not a handheld Switch user.
Sure.
Like I want to play with the Pro controller because I like the Pro controller so much. But um, yeah, I mean, I guess I think I would prefer just a higher quality screen than like necessarily the size of the screen
That's
because
what's
it's supposed
unfortunate
to
to me
be.
is we're not launching with an OLED.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
supposed to be on the go, so you want it kind of small. Like, I mean, phones are a little too small to be playing like a game with, especially like having to use like the screen for controls. Like, it's in the way.
Yeah.
Um, this is still like a little small, maybe. And the Switch, I think the normal Switch is pretty perfect. Even the light's pretty perfect. I just don't. It just needs to be a better screen, like yours, like
Mm.
the OLED. Yeah, not having an OLED is like that's a big bummer
Yeah,
for
yeah, that
anyone that.
sucks. And I imagine they'll do it later down the line too. But that does
Yeah,
suck having to go back to LED because, man, the games look beautiful on this thing.
I mean
Like,
that's like my TV. That's why I want to play on my TV.
right? Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, playing Mario Wonder on the OLED. I'm always like, wow,
Popping,
yeah,
yeah,
the colors
popping.
just pop. It looks amazing. So yeah, that is unfortunate. I'd imagine it still look good though. So I don't know. Yeah, very exciting though. So yeah, Switch 2 it seems to be the name. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Super Switch. I'm still with the Super Switch.
Yeah.
But then, like, the nerd me wants Super Switch, but the more marketing, easier marketing is just attitude to it. Like I don't know if they want to if it's just too risky to not if they just add a word to like the Switch and then it'd be a Wii U situation.
Yeah.
And like it's weird that Nintendo has never had a two like a sequel console with a two in it.
They don't even do it with their games, really.
Yeah, they used to, but not really anymore. Now they
Right.
just kind of name them
Yeah.
things. I think the only series, I guess, Pikmin and um, uh, Luigi's Mansion,
Yeah. Yeah.
like they have like sequel names, but like they really usually don't. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, they normally stay far with that. Yeah, no, I think you're right. It's just to mitigate risk here with the
yeah.
Switch 2. It's just, I mean, they can't risk having another Wii U situation. Not that I think they would, but it's just the only way to completely get rid of that risk of it becoming another Wii U situation is to just simply call it Switch 2. That's the
It's
only
a
way
sequel
to,
console.
yeah.
It's bigger. It's more
It
powerful.
tells you exactly what it is just in the name, you know.
Yeah.
And if you call it Super Switch, there's always that chance that people are gonna think it's a detachment. I don't know why, considering we've had things like Game Boy Advance and all that, but it did happen with the Wii U, right? So it's just like, all right, how do we not do that again? We just simply call it Switch 2.
Yeah. I'm sure. I would like to like go back
And
in
this will be
time.
the most alike their last console generation that their next console will have, right? Like it's not like
Yeah.
the Wii is completely different from the GameCube, etc. So, yeah, it makes sense, you know.
I mean, how did they handle it? I mean, we're just not quite that old, but like, how did they handle it with the Super Nintendo? Like,
I guess it's
there had to
marketing,
be
right?
some confusion, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like, it looks different. It has like a different controller.
Yeah, I think maybe because it looks entirely different. Also, I don't know, different times. I mean, marketing is completely different back then, right? No internet,
Yeah,
so it's just you're literally just marketing through commercials and then
yeah.
whatever's on store shelves. So I guess
Or
you
you
just
go
make it
into a store and you
make
get
that
them
blatantly
telling you,
obvious. That's probably why the SNES looked so different from the NES, right?
yeah.
It is just to make it completely obvious that this is a new console. So
And this, from what we could tell from like these images, we don't have if they're just model looks. They're not like actually like
also that wasn't really
what
a thing. I guess it was though. You know, having attachments for your consoles and stuff.
I mean, Sega had a ton.
Yeah, yeah,
Sega was really known for that. I mean, Nintendo did more like peripherals,
yeah,
but like this, the Genesis had like a ton of attachments
yeah.
where you just like plug them in and then you like, yeah, the 32 was it the 32X or whatever. You plugged it in and it just became more powerful.
Yeah, I'm
Stuff
very
like that.
curious now. Like, how did people know back then that the
That's
SNES
what I'm asking.
wasn't?
Yeah. So
Even the Game Boy Advance, right? Like, how do people know? But I
see,
don't
the
know.
thing
I
about the Game
guess
Boy Advance is the whole Game Boy line. I think they still consider it as one line
is it does
from Game Boy
Advance not?
to SP.
I
Yeah,
thought it was Pocket and Color are the same, and then Advanced is a new console
I
generation
think
for
they
them.
consider it one. Like
Do
I'd have
they?
to go look
Okay.
at sales. I think all Game Boys are one.
When do they consider it different then? Not to
I
like
think that all the
SP or
DSs are
not?
considered one.
I know the DSs are. I think is 3DS different?
I think they consider it the same. I think that's why it
Do
sold so
they?
well. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about Game Boy either. That's interesting too.
I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, so I don't know. Here we go though. Switch 2 coming at us. When do you think we're getting the reveal then?
Well, if the rumored like PlayStation State of Play is next week, Nintendo will wait. They won't also do something next week. I would say probably. Let me look at the calendar. They usually like what, Wednesday, right?
Something
I'd
like
say
that.
probably like Wednesday the 9th, maybe
Okay.
October 9th.
October
That
9th.
seems
Yeah.
about right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can see it. Why
they're
not?
not going to do it on my birthday.
When's your birthday?
It's too big of a day, the 16th.
They
So
know. They're
like
like,
too important.
wait, back off. That's Daniel's birthday,
Yeah,
guys. We can't
yeah.
do that.
There's the State of Play.
Would you
And
not
there's
want
like
this though on your birthday?
no, it's too important.
Too important.
My
Okay.
birthday's too big of a deal.
I get that, but like, here's a birthday gift. Switch 2.
Nah, I don't.
Nah, you don't
no.
want that. You're good. Okay.
Go before my birthday.
Go before. Get off
Or
my date.
after.
I
Or
claim
after,
that
yeah.
date. God damn it.
Exactly.
What's interesting too is now we seem to be following the same lineup that Switch 1 had in the sense that get a reveal in the October before, then they do like a full reveal in January, then it releases in March. But there was earlier this year, if you remember, I don't know if there were rumors or if it was confirmed that we're not getting the thing this physical year, then Switch 2 this fiscal year. Yeah, right. It's so that would leave it
Maybe
to what, the
April?
end of April, which is
Or
interesting.
I think April 1st is the beginning.
Yeah, I just wonder if did they change their mind on this? If we're doing the same reveal cadence that we did with Switch 1, are we releasing in March, early March now?
I mean, that's an interesting question. I guess they're not hurting financially. Like, I don't think they need a big bump, right? But it feels like it's the same cadence. But yeah, there was the reporting. I didn't really think about that. I'm gonna kind of stick with like the same release cadence. I don't think that they're
The
gonna
same
change
as
that.
in the same as
Switch.
Switch, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I just don't know.
insiders are gonna have more information than me.
I still hope it's the early March, but I don't know. I guess I'll be down for April, May, whenever too.
Well, when's the next Horizon thing releasing?
Horizon Remaster?
Yeah,
that's when they'll come out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
That's when it's gonna come out.
Horizon comes out March 1st. Nintendo's like, oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
That's our date. Right there.
Nintendo's like, we would love to reveal when the date is for the Switch 2, but we gotta wait for Horizon. So
That's State of Place next week. Then we'll get it.
Then we'll know. Then we'll know.
We'll know.
At the end of the Horizon Remaster trailer, it says Switch 2 launch.
Same day.
Yeah. Everyone starts clapping.
Yeah, Switch 2.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, all right, we could be getting all this very soon. Yeah, I guess I do want to know because I think that this all depends when or it'll say a lot about when Metroid Prime 4 is coming out, I think. So I think if the Switch is launching in March, early March, I think Metroid Prime 4 is going to be one of the launch titles. If not,
I think there's a chance it comes out this year.
Metroid Prime 4?
Yeah, like it comes
No,
out,
they already
like,
put it
hit
2025
October.
at the end of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But
I
I
forgot about that.
do think it'll launch not along, or maybe there'll be a version alongside Switch 2. But I think that game's gonna launch on Switch. If Switch 2 doesn't come out in March, I think Metroid Prime 4 will come out early next year, just on regular Switch.
You don't think they'll wait for like the fall? Or
No, I don't
when
think
did-
so.
When did Dread come out? Like August or September or something like that?
I think that was like October that year, maybe
Or
something like
October,
that.
maybe?
Yeah,
You
right
don't
around
think they'll
that.
wait for that? That long?
Maybe, but then why did they show it off so soon? You know.
Yeah.
I think that game coming out early next year, no matter what. I just don't know if it's going to be alongside the Switch 2 or not. It just depends when that thing comes out. There's going to be a Switch 2 version probably, if I had to imagine, that runs better and all that, alongside the Switch 2 no matter what. But I think there's a possibility we'll see that game launch before the Switch 2 even comes out, depending on when it does come out. Like I think that game's coming out before March 31st, 2025. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay. Yeah, well, I guess we'll have to see.
We'll have to see.
It'll probably be at that event, I would assume. They'll show it off again.
Yeah, if I had to guess. I think they'll show that off, Mario Kart, and then maybe whatever the Odyssey team's
3D
working
Mario?
on, whether it's the 3D Mario or the Donkey Kong game. Yeah. I don't know if that'll all be the
You mean
launch lineup.
we don't need a 3D Donkey Kong game. I just want a country sequel, like
Ever
a
since
new
we talked
country
about
game.
the Donkey Kong family, I kind of want one.
I want to give me a new Donkey Kong Country game. That's what I want.
Oh, sure.
Like a
Yeah.
2D game.
Yeah.
Have the Wonder Team do a Donkey Kong Country game or something.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Because Retro's doing Prime. I'd like them to make another Donkey Kong Country. That'd be ideal, to be honest.
If it does launch in March, my guess for launch titles would be Metroid Prime 4 and Mario Kart. And then something else too, like a snipper clip, something cute like that.
What about a sports game? We haven't had one of those in a while.
Yeah, when was the last sports game? Was it the soccer one or whatever? Was there a soccer one? There was a soccer one.
That's Luigi's Mansion team.
Yeah, maybe they could do that.
Where's that? Is that going to be next year?
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion 4 has got to be pretty soon here. You got to imagine, right?
Have that next October.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, have a great. Yeah,
you gotta have stuff for the fall, right?
No, yeah, that's why I think whatever the Odyssey team's working on probably won't launch with it now.
Yeah, Odyssey was end of October, right?
Yeah, on Switch in 2017. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we should find out very soon here. Exciting times. Next up, then, PlayStation has announced their 30th anniversary collection for all PS5s and PS5 accessories.
Yeah, everything.
Everything, yeah. Get
they go in
DualSense Edge. You got a regular DualSense. You got the what are the fucking handheld things called? PS4 Pro, PS5 Pro, and then regular PS5 as well. All getting special edition PS1 looking editions here.
Yeah, they're doing both controllers too, which is cool. So they're doing the what's the name of that other one?
DualSense Edge.
The Edge, yeah. So they're doing the Edge.
You gotta edge them.
And then they're doing the regular base DualSense, which like I'm curious. I didn't see prices. Like, did you get to look before we got on?
I did not. I don't think they showed prices yet. I think they just announced the bundle and they didn't even announce prices. I'm curious for that price for
yet. That DualSense. I would like to maybe try
the Edge or just the regular.
Just the regular.
Just the regular. I don't need. They're probably gonna charge $5 more than they normally charge. I'd imagine. Right. I think that's what they 85? Typically do with these. But they just bumped up $5 if you remember.
Is it 75 or 70?
I think it got bumped up to 75. So I'm gonna guess this is gonna cost 80. Buy to bet. Yeah. These are very cool though. They did the same thing for PS4 for the 25th anniversary, if I remember correctly.
I never got that controller.
Yeah, me neither. They're very limited from what I remember. Like it was actually a limited edition. So if you want one, go pre-order one is what I would recommend. But very cool. I like that there's the Pro too, because not that I plan on buying one or anything, but like it's just cool to see that the newest edition of it is getting one as well. I thought it would have only been the current PS5 SKU, right? Yeah.
Well, they're going to have different panels too, right, for the Pro? Well, I guess the panels will have to be different for all of them, right?
Yeah. Like, do people still do that? Do they still buy panels, people out there?
I wonder if they sell the panels for the original model, because the older model, they don't have the slits. So, like, the panels are going to have to be different, right? So, like, do they do the panels for even the newer model?
Yeah.
I'm asking.
I wonder if there's a way they can just hook on there with even being the same, but I guess they have to be different, right? Because they're the whole 3 fucking lines in that thing, right?
It's ugly.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I don't know exactly. Yeah. I don't even know if people still buy panels. I haven't heard about that in a while.
Yeah, like my white panels, like I don't know, like you get when dust comes on, like even if it's just a little bit of dust on there,
it's dirty.
It's just so visible. Like I kind of want the black ones just to kind of like make it nice and sleek looking, but I don't know if I want to actually buy the panels and put them on.
Yeah, this would be the Pro I'd buy if I was getting one right away. But
well, I guess they're doing a bundle with like everything, right?
Oh, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So wait, you get 2 PS5s?
Yeah. I think I saw that they might be doing a bundle with the Portal, the Pro, and then maybe the Edge controller or something like that. Like
that's a good bundle.
You're like nearing
it's gonna cost
$1,000.
Yeah, you're gonna have to take out a second mortgage on your house to buy that, but it's a cool bundle. It's a cool fucking bundle. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, sell one of your kidneys.
Yeah. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I probably will buy a Pro. Not right away, but I'll probably have one by, I don't know, I might wait for tax returns next year or some shit, just and then buy one. But and this would be one of the ones I'd buy if it was available then. But yeah, I don't know. I would be curious how much they'll upcharge for this special edition Pro though. Like I could see them tacking on another 100. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't be surprised by that at all.
Yeah, yeah, maybe
Yeah,
$50.
yeah, something like that. So I don't know. Very cool though. I mean, they look awesome. Of course, you hit the nostalgia with these just because it's looking like a PS1.
I think the boxes look pretty cool.
Yeah, I love the
You see the
color
power
on
cable?
the symbols. You know, bringing that back. They should just have that on all their controllers, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Is the green triangle and all that. So yeah, it's what was up with the power cable?
Or the charging cable. Did you look at the charging cable? They
No,
have
I
like a
didn't see
little,
that yet.
so it's still USB-C, which comes out, but then there's like this little like square bit that's
Yeah.
kind of like gray that kind of looks like an old charging cable.
Mm,
Pretty cool.
awesome. Yeah. Now, PlayStation next week's state of play. Let's announce some games. Let's get going.
All live service though.
Let's no, please. We're done.
Yeah, that's all it's gonna.
We're done. It's not working.
Concord 2.
Concord
Remastered.
remastered.
Yeah, that's the remastered. Yeah.
That was their plan all along. They were like, "Oh, we'll get them in the remastered version."
It's only a month away.
Yeah. You guys just fucking wait. All right, cool. Yeah, I think it looks dope though. It does look very cool. So, next up, then we go back to the world of Nintendo. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have filed a patent infringement lawsuit against Pocket Pair, the makers of Pal World. This came out. Oh no, Pal World came out earlier this year to huge success. Nintendo says they're doing this to protect their intellectual properties it has worked hard to establish over the years. Daniel,
Yeah,
very interesting news. Came out like late last night, late Wednesday night.
I find this odd.
Nintendo Pokemon Company finally getting around to suing Pal World.
Yeah, that's the big like. So number one, I don't know what they're infringing on. Like, yeah, some kind of look similar. Like we talked about that when it came out. Like some of them look inspired, but like I don't really think like they have much to go on there. It's like what copyright are they infringing on? Also, why did it take so long? Like, why did you wait 8 months or whatever to do that? Or not 8 months. I guess it would have been maybe 6 months or whatever. Why are you waiting 6 months to do that? Like,
I'd imagine it was, this game came out in early access earlier this year and they just noticed it then, even though this game has kind of been mentioned for years now.
Yeah, before you even had a name, it was like, oh, look at that game with Pokemon and guns.
Right. Yeah, like this was a known game beforehand. And I don't know, I'd imagine it was just like a dotting your I's, crossing your T's type of situation with the lawyers and all that. Like, okay, let's make sure we really got our shit together before we go ahead and sue them. Then that just takes a while. Legal processes around the world just take forever. So
6 months? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something is up there, but I don't know. Whatever the reason is, yeah, they're going after him now. And I don't know. It's crazy because that's the most successful Pokemon right? Outside of actual Pokemon. I know that Temtem game is pretty successful.
I was gonna say that might be the only other one that comes to my head is Temtem.
Yeah. And then that brings up a whole nother question. It's like, why did you never sue them? It's like that. From what I understand, Temtem gameplay wise is even more like actual Pokemon from what I understand.
Pal World might have Pokemon looking things, but it is not even close to that type of game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a completely different type of game.
Yeah.
It's more of a survival game.
Yeah, I know. I played Pal World for like 30 minutes and I was like, oh, this isn't anything like Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's a
Temtem is like a
completely
Pokemon
different
game.
thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's very odd here. I don't know. What do you think might come of this?
I'm going to assume nothing. I'm going to assume that this is probably them trying to scare the Pal World dev a little bit, but like I just don't know what stance they have against them.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I mean I think they're just mad at the success. Honestly, it's like a little
make a better Pokemon game,
right? Yeah, they're just kind of hating right now. They're just like, all right. It's like like we were just saying, the gameplay's not even similar. So it's like I don't even think Pokemon fans really want something like this. Like I'm sure they'd play it, but like I don't think people look at Pal World like this is the Pokemon we've always wanted.
Yeah, I want to shoot Pikachu.
Right.
Like I don't think Pokemon fans are talking about.
I want to shoot Pikachu and take his little parts that fell out and build a table. Yeah. I don't think that's what people are trying to go after here. So yeah, I don't know, man. It is a wild situation. I don't know. I'll wait for people smarter than me to tell me the whole legal side of it and then figure it out from there. See how like actual this really is, like what could actually happen. Wait for Hogue Law to say something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'll wait for Hogue.
Yeah,
Hogue Law to say something.
Yeah,
I don't know if he did. You
sure
see
he's
anything?
Getting ready.
Yeah, did you see him post anything?
Not yet, but I mean he could have today. I don't know. I just woke up, but Yeah, so I'll wait for him to see how real this actually is and what might actually come from it. But I don't know, man. I'd imagine it'll be another year or two before we even hear anything in the process of this, right?
Like,
That's
what's
just
the
how long
point?
it all
They already
takes.
had their success.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it is odd too, and it's even odder because this game hasn't even fully launched. We're
yeah,
not
is
at
it
the
still
1.0
technically
engine.
early
Yeah,
access?
it's still in early access, so it's like we haven't even had the 1.0 version in this game yet. So what happens then when the 1.0 version comes out? If that comes out like next year or whatever, does it get and it gets even more attention then? I don't know. I mean, this game kind of did fall off a little bit. Like I don't hear that many people playing of it. I'm sure it still has its fans and whatnot, but it's not like as
It's
popular as
because
it was when it
it's peaks,
reached
right?
those
Like
heights earlier this year.
right
Like it
after
was
this,
crazy earlier this year. This was like the
yeah,
first big news story this
it
year.
was. It was right before Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
It was like
And
this
then
and Helldivers
it hit
2.
like what 25 million copies or whatever. So it's like or 25 million
Um,
players or something like that. So
yeah, because you have to include Game Pass.
right. So yeah, I mean the huge success there. It's yeah, I don't know. What does Nintendo end up doing here? We'll have to see.
Hmm. Yep.
Cool. All right. Next up, then publisher Annapurna Interactive's entire workforce has resigned following a dispute with the owner after they cannot come to agreement about spinning off into a publishing arm, into its own independent entity. So apparently, the employees of Annapurna Interactive want to spin off into its own independent thing. The owner said no. And then a spokesperson for Annapurna did say that all existing projects will continue under the brand, and this will have no effect on the recent deal with Remedy for Control 2. Daniel, I think this
Yeah,
happened like right after we
it did.
stopped recording last week, so about a week old news now, but still very interesting here.
Yeah, we love Annapurna. Like, there's so many great games have come out of their publishing. Your game of the year 2 years ago, and one of almost my game of the year 2 years ago, was published by them, Neon White. So like they hit all the time
I
with
mean,
great
best
games.
independent game publisher in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, the only other one's probably Devolver.
Yeah, I mean they're very
Would be
good
close.
too, but it's like, man, Annapurna. I see Annapurna, I'm like, oh, this game's probably gonna be
What are they
good,
working on?
right?
Yeah. Um, yeah, this is very odd. I wonder why they wanted to spin off, because I thought it was cool. Like this like movie studio was like getting into games and like very successful at it too. Like what what made them think that they could? I don't mean this in a bad way, but what made them think that they could do it without like the backing from Annapurna? Like I feel like that was included in their like success. Was it not? Or I don't know.
I don't know.
Am I reading
Maybe
this wrong?
maybe they feel as though they weren't really getting any sort of backing from actual
Maybe.
Annapurna head,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Hey, we could just do this ourselves. We don't even need this overhead parent company anyways. So let's spin off, and then we can all be partial owners." I mean, it's only 25 employees. Not that that's like a small number or anything, but that's how many
It
people were
is
working at the
much smaller
publishing
than I would
arm.
have guessed.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, okay, maybe I'd imagine if they did spin off in their own thing, all of those 25 employees would have had some sort of ownership over the company, at least some stake in it.
Yeah.
So they probably all would have got paid more. I mean, it all comes down to money at the end of the day, right? So yeah, I don't know. I guess they just felt like as though they could do it themselves and they didn't need the parent company.
Do you think we're going to be hearing an announcement within like the next couple weeks to a month or so of like, this is the ex Annapurna, and now we're a new indie
Mm,
publisher?
I could see that probably. Yeah,
Do you think they would all want to work still together,
if I had
right?
to
Especially
guess,
if they all in
yeah.
unison left,
Right. If they
right?
were all in a group like that anyways and all rose up to declare that they wanted to become their own entity, I'd
And then
imagine they all
leave.
stick
Yeah.
together. Yeah, and then all
Yeah.
leave too, right? So just a big deal. I mean, imagine that. Like they're probably getting well paid over there, I'd imagine. And then they're all like, hey, we're gonna up and leave. We're not able to spin off their own thing. Like that's gotta be a scary thing for them.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's funny that like Remedy deal was like we were like excited for that, and like I was really worried like Remedy can't catch a break,
Yeah, so
like
apparently the deal with Remedy was specifically with Annapurna Interactive or Annapurna Pictures or whatever, the parent company.
so they could do like live action things.
it was one step ahead of the gaming publishing arm anyway. So apparently no effect on that. I am curious about the other games that Annapurna was publishing. What exactly happens there? Do they still want to do that? What are they going to do without the employees there? Is Annapurna parent company just going to simply hire other people to come in and then publish these other games, and then work in that gaming arm anyways? So I don't know. Very curious there. I mean, the spokesperson did say all the existing projects will remain under the brand still. So I'd imagine they plan on keeping the gaming publishing arm still.
You would think so.
Yeah.
It's very odd that like everyone left.
Yeah.
They didn't keep anyone.
Yeah.
That's a very odd and like yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the outcome of that is.
Yeah. And
Like if they
then
do start something.
one of the more interesting things to me was the gaming division that just opened. They just announced this last year that they're making the Blade Runner game. Oh, and that was going to be an Annapurna team called Annapurna, I would assume, Annapurna Game Development, and they were making a Blade Runner game. And I couldn't find anything specifically on that. I did find, though, someone found that the game's director has said on her LinkedIn profile or whatever that she is now former Annapurna Interactive. So
Oh no.
looks like
So you think that even that dev team's gone?
it sounds like it. It sounds like that game, the dev team has up and left too. But I don't know. No exact confirmation on that from what I could find. But I don't know. That Blade Runner game looking dicey now if we'll ever actually get that.
Yeah, well, they'll have to say something about it at some point.
Yeah, which is a shame. I was really looking forward to that. You know,
that sounds
especially
awesome.
how would that, like, you could make a banger team out of that, you know, if they hired Upright over at that
cool. That's a really cool
development team. Yeah, and a great IP to work with too. So damn shame. But then there's a few that are just getting published by Annapurna, which I'm very curious about. Like, how do they go from here? Wanderstop, I've been talking about. That's game being developed by the Stanley Parable guy and his new team. Then there's that Silent Hill game, if you remember, which still never came out. That was being published by Annapurna. Was it like Silent Hill Tower or something like that? I mean, not Tower. Short was it? No, Downfall? It wasn't the short Downfall. There you go. I think Townfall maybe.
Or Townfall?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I know there was a Silent Hill Downpour, so maybe it's not Downfall. Maybe you're right.
There was the short message, which wasn't the Annapurna one. I don't know. There's been a bunch of recent.
There was that like weekly thing that they did. You remember that one? That was like supposed to be really horrible.
Oh, there was like a Silent Hill Townfall. I don't know if this is the one I'm talking about.
No, I think you're right. Downpour was maybe what I was thinking of, which was an older Silent Hill game.
Let's look. Silent Hill Annapurna. Yeah, no, it was Silent Hill Townfall was the
you're right.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. So who knows what's up with that now too? Obviously, the developers are still intact, so they could still be making their game, but they got to receive funds from somewhere, right, to continue making their game. So if it's not going to be Annapurna, I guess they're going to have to go out and find other publishers, which for some of them I'd imagine be easy. Like I'd imagine where they're stopping that Silent Hill. The Silent Hill game surely wouldn't have any trouble. I mean, fucking shit, Konami could just publish it themselves if they wanted to, but and the Wanderstop game, that guy's popular enough to imagine. I'd imagine he'd be able to go out and find any other publisher to work with. But then there's some other smaller ones that we're probably forgetting about that would probably have more trouble with.
Yeah, that's what makes this whole thing kind of suck. You know, is it all these other teams that were just getting their games published?
Yeah, damn shame too if it does go away, because it really was like just a seal of quality there. That's what it was becoming from Annapurna Interactive. It was like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah,
that sucks to see. So yeah, I guess Devolver will take over as best indie publisher in the game.
Yeah, it's true. Now they're number one.
All right, cool. Yeah, anything else to say on it? Yeah, still very much looking forward to Control 2 and all that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of keep my ear to the ground and see if like this team like starts their own publishing division, because then that's definitely something to keep our eye out if they do, you know.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's got to be very difficult, right? Because you need money for that, right? To publish things, like that's what you're there for, to supply cash flow so people can work on these things and marketing rights and all that, right? So I don't know, you'd have to have a huge backer, right, to become a publisher. It's like I just don't know if the employees would have that, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Very interesting. All right, continuing on then.
Oh wait, well, real quick,
yeah,
you know who did this, and I don't know what they're doing now and how successful it is. Do you remember when, I think this was last year, Gearbox was a publisher, right? They published games, they weren't just a developer. Remember they spun off last year with a different name?
Oh yeah,
they changed their name, and I don't think they had a backer or anything.
Yeah, no, you're right. I guess we haven't heard anything from them yet on like
I'd
what
have
their
to
first
look
game
more
was.
to what they published.
Did they change their name too and all
that?
Yeah,
they have a they can't be called Gearbox, like,
right. Yeah.
I forget what their name is, but they just did that last year and they had no new backing. So I don't know. Maybe they can.
Yeah, maybe you could. Maybe it's not as hard as I think, but yeah, guess we'll have to wait and see.
I guess money is a big deal, right? But I think what's even bigger is like relationships with the platforms
Sure.
and marketing. Like that's the two big things that a publisher does. So
Right.
I mean, if they have that, then
And these would have been the people that handled all that, right?
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. Very curious. Next up, then, Vince Zampella has shared the first concept art for the next Battlefield game. The game will take the franchise back to a modern day setting, and Zampella said he wants the game to be great out the gate, and also mentions Nintendo as a partner for the next Battlefield game, which I found very interesting.
Smart.
Yeah.
Very smart. Get a Battlefield on a Nintendo platform. Yeah, this is interesting because it's been a few years where Vince kind of like soft left. What's the studio name? Respawn. Soft left. I think he's still there. I think he still has stake, and he still probably could sit on the board and have things to say about what Respawn does. But like, I think that's just his company. So, but him going and I forget what DICE he went to. Maybe you know, or did they change? Oh, it was Ripple Effect or something, right? They changed the
Didn't
name.
Ripple Effect close though?
Maybe. Oh, yeah, they were DICE LA, and then they became Ripple Effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a different DICE team that he went
Whatever.
to.
It seems like all the DICEs are just band together and they're now working on this next Battlefield.
There's the one in Europe or whatever, the big one in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Vince has been there for a few years now, so we haven't really seen what he's been doing. So I'm very excited to see a new Vince like first person shooter. Like this is the guy. Other than Bungie, like this is the guy that made Call of Duty big. This is the guy that made Respawn what they are. Like this is the guy. This is why they got him to go do Battlefield.
He got that touch, right?
He has the magic touch.
Yeah.
He made Medal of Honor big back in the day before Call of Duty, and then Call of Duty, and then Respawn in Titanfall. So, like, if somebody can turn Battlefield around and have a good vision and a new future for Battlefield, it has to be Vince, especially being already under the EA banner. You know, like they have them already. You might as well use them.
Yeah. When was 2042?
It wasn't last year, so 2022.
Okay, wow, interesting. I was gonna say, like, was that even this gen type of
Yeah.
thing? Yeah, that was this gen. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say because like it's a smart idea for Battlefield to take a break because it feels like it's been longer than that.
Or could have been 2021.
Yeah,
either 2021 or 2022.
Look, but yeah, what I'm trying to say is like it's a very smart idea for Battlefield to take a break, especially when it did after that. Because I feel like I can feel the excitement kind of growing here for a new Battlefield game.
Battlefield's a great series.
People kind of wanting it to come back now, right?
Yeah.
Which is what you want. It was 2021.
Okay, 2021.
2042 came out.
It's already been 3 years for that.
So it's already been 3 years. It'll be 4. I'm assuming this is gonna come out October 2025. Like all Battlefield games always come out in October. So yeah, I'm assuming this will be a big fall game next year. Which is smart, right? It'd take a long break and then come back with something great for Battlefield. I think that's what the fans are clamoring for here. They want Battlefield to come back and be great. You know, it used to always be like a decade ago, it was Battlefield versus Call of Duty. That's what it was, you know, and there was tons of people playing Battlefield. It wasn't like Battlefield was like the weird second cousin that like no one talked to, you know.
No, it's just it's a little.
It wasn't as popular as Call of Duty. Never reached that high, but it was still very popular. There were still tons of people playing Battlefield.
It would never reach that high because of like how snappy and fast Call of Duty was. Right. And Battlefield's just not that. Battlefield's a little slower, much bigger, way more people you're playing with, a lot of vehicles, destructible environments and stuff. Like Battlefield's just a different type of game. But I love Battlefield. I was excited for 2042 before, you know, it kind of was a mess at launch. I would have played that game. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what this is going to be. And I wonder if they're going to do a story mode.
Yeah.
Like Battlefield hasn't really done a big story mode since Battlefield 1. And I never played Battlefield 1. I
played that campaign. I actually really enjoyed that game's campaign.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, very quick, but I red boxed it. I remember. Nice. Yeah. Played it in a weekend. It was great. So yeah, I'm hoping for a campaign too, especially with Vince on the team. He typically makes very good campaigns, so or at least the ones he's involved with end up being very good. So I would love to see that as well. And yeah, it'll just be exciting to see it back. It'll be a big deal, especially having like Call of Duty versus Battlefield again next year. But they're gonna have to compete with GTA too if GTA does launch next fall. So,
but you're not wrong. But that's literally games industry. It's like it's not even just like individual games, and I don't even know if you can really worry about it anymore, right? Like GTA is going to compete against, you know what? It's not even the games industry. It's entertainment. GTA is just competing with everything in entertainment. You don't want to come out that week that it comes out. Even in movies will come out that week too. Albums are going to release probably that week. I don't know if I would release anything that week, to be honest. Everything, the entertainment vacuum is going to be sucked up for that whole week. For sure.
Just close down. Let's all act like it's COVID again. Everyone stay inside and play GTA.
Yeah, just that one week.
Let's all do that. Yeah. So very curious how next fall is going to end up shaking out. I mean, that's going to be next fall is going to bring in the cash to the video game industry if GTA 5 does launch. So it'll be that, Call of Duty, Battlefield. Those will be the three biggest games next fall for sure. So going to be a good time. Going to be big.
Yeah.
Cool. Next up then, our last news story. EA announced that the two Star Wars Jedi games have sold a combined 40 million copies and that Respawn is working hard on the final chapter of Cal's story. Daniel, here we go. Confirmation that the next game will be the final game in these Jedi series.
Awesome.
A little bit of update on sales numbers too for all of them.
Yeah, do we know what the split differences there?
No, they didn't mention. They did the Spider-Man thing where they combined it all.
I'm assuming the first one sold a lot more. I remember that game being really big.
By now, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that's true too. I remember that game being huge in terms of sales. So, yeah, it's awesome. I'm excited for the third game. I love Cal. I love a lot of those characters. So I can't wait to see where it goes. It's gonna be weird without Stig. And I don't know. I know that Stig wasn't the only, like, he's just the game director, but like not having him for the final game and not having his like direction for that final game, hopefully that doesn't really change what this new game's going to be, at least story wise or anything like that.
Yeah, it'll certainly change it. And it's certainly a little upsetting that he didn't get to complete his, because he had a vision for 3. He was the one that originally said, I envision this as a trilogy. So it's a little upsetting that he doesn't get to finish his trilogy. But I don't know. I mean, they have the template there for what these games are, what they look like, how they feel to play and all that. You can bring in another director. I mean, I don't know. Even State has worked he worked on God of War, which has a new director literally every entry. So, and those are all great, right? So I don't know. It's not like it's impossible to make another good one. It's just, I do agree that it is unfortunate that he doesn't get to finish his vision here. But I am excited to see what this will be. I'm excited lore-wise to see what this is going to be.
Yeah, the second one is pretty wild where it ends.
yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna spoil it. So if you're worried, get out of here. I'm gonna spoil Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So they're on that planet at the end, right? That's completely in a different galaxy or whatever, completely separate from everything going on with the Empire and all that. So theoretically, here we could skip years, like many years, and
Cal could be like really old and training people.
Yeah,
like a whole new Jedi temple there or something.
Right. Yeah. There could be so many different things going on there. So I think they will. I think they'll skip past the Empire. Like I think they'll until after Return of the Jedi. Like I think we're gonna go there at the very least.
Yeah. So remind me where we are timeline wise. So there's a 5-year jump
before New Hope.
Okay, this is still before New Hope.
Yeah,
okay.
Survivor's still before New Hope. So
is there 5-year difference between the first one, Fallen Order, and Survivor?
I think so. Something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a decent amount of time at least. Might not be 5 years, but yeah, there's certainly a decent amount of time there. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I would like to see a time jump then, like get an older Cal. That'd be cool.
Yeah, let's get like mature, very adult, mid-40s Cal.
So just like him, Marin, just kind of like, I don't know, like running a temple or something.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna want to do that, right? I mean, obviously something's gonna have to happen. I mean, look at the different things they did with Survivor, right? Like that was completely, just out of left field with the stuff they did in there, So it's I mean, they're certainly gonna have to find a villain with a red lightsaber. You know what I mean? And,
who's on the planet with him?
Who's so he brought everyone, or they were bringing everyone from that base planet in Survivor.
Survivor,
yeah.
Okay.
So that whole town is coming. So I'd imagine it's gonna open up on that planet, and there's gonna be like a whole city made and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I couldn't remember that part. I just remember like you and Marin
there and all that. Yeah. Well, the kid's there too, so Bode's kid's
Oh, and
there
the kid,
too.
yeah,
Yeah. Which I mean, ending that game originally, I definitely thought, and still kind of do think that kid's gonna be, it's gonna be like a The Last of Us Uncharted thing where that kid's following you around all the time.
Oh, I was thinking maybe you don't play as Cal in the third game.
Maybe he plays the kid. I could see that
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, I
Or if
wouldn't
it's
be
a time
surprised
jump
at
for
that as
sure.
well. But Cal
Maybe
would have to. I mean, they're saying finishing Cal's story, so he's gonna have to be. I don't know. That would be a little disappointing, I guess, if he didn't play as Cal.
Or maybe he plays both or something.
Yeah, maybe flip back and forth, God of War style. That'd be cool. Yeah, there's something you could do there for sure. Yeah, and then maybe the kid's leaning towards the dark side type of thing. You know, maybe
He's trying to, like,
she's older. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe she is. The
I think
bad
it'd
guy.
be cooler to like have her be not do that, because we kind of get a lot of that, right? Of like, oh, tempted by the dark.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cooler if she was like more of a hybrid of like a Jedi and into like the Night Sister magic? What if she was like a hybrid
cool.
both?
Right,
or
Marin's
like
trainer and that
yeah,
too. Yeah.
like she's kind of like the surrogate child of the two of them, and
cool.
she gets like trained in both ways of like the Force and magic and stuff. That'd be really cool. I think you could have like different trees, right? Like a Night Sister tree, and you can have a Jedi tree.
Ooh.
And like get different powers from both.
You get the green magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all down for green magic.
Marin's awesome. I love her character.
If we are doing post Return of the Jedi, you got to put Luke in there somewhere. A Cal and Luke meet up somehow.
Oh man, we can't
cheap,
bringing all
but
these.
Like
you
gotta do it for the last one. You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
I'd rather there be like Grogu or something. But
that'd be cool.
I'm behind on my Star Wars, so I don't know like exactly where they are right now. But like, we can't keep doing that. We can't keep having Luke.
Keep doing this.
Yeah,
we can.
They will, and they will. What not just Ahsoka then? How about that?
That'd be great, but they seem so reluctant to add anyone as cameos that aren't from the original trilogy. They never have, you know? They never really have, you know? It's like there's the whole Dave Filoni universe, and none of those characters have ever appeared as cameos in anything else, you know?
That's true.
And maybe I'm wrong. There's probably like some obscure reference in a comic or some shit somewhere. But like in the main media between video games, TV, and movies, they never have. It's all just the original trilogy characters that appear as cameos, you know? So I don't know. They always do seem very reluctant to do that, but
yeah,
I would be down for that. Shit, I would love Ahsoka more, and I would like Luke for sure. Like that'd be awesome. But I think there's a lot of interesting things you could do there with Cal and Ahsoka's dynamic. Like that'd be fucking sick, but I just don't know. I don't know. Someone doesn't want to let someone play with each other's toys there, you know? Huh? There you go. Little young Ahsoka.
Little young. She has her two little sabers.
Yeah. Very curious where they end up going with this. Yeah, be curious to see who the director is too. And then what happened with Steak? He opened his own studio, right?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it though. Yeah, we talked about it on
one of those now, right?
Because he like left and like was already like, yeah, here's my new thing. So, I just can't remember the name of his studio, but yeah, it sucks. It sucks that Steak's not going to be there, but I'm excited for this game. I know that game. I know Survivor. I know that the first game, Fallen Order, had some technical problems, but like I know Survivor had even more technical problems. So I just hope that they can get around that. That's like
that would be my request to EA. Let them cook. Let them actually launch in an acceptable state this time, because that is the only thing holding the series back from being even more popular.
I think that's what held Survivor back last year.
Definitely.
Like that game was one of the best games of last year.
100%.
And I know we gave it its praise on the show. Like it was, I forget exactly where we landed it on our like top 10, but it was pretty high. It was in the top 5, I think, right?
Yeah.
I think it was number 5.
Yeah,
something like that.
No, it was a great game. I mean, it truly was fucking awesome. It's just
I liked it
the technical issues of the back. And the thing that's a shame is 6 months later, it was perfect. Apparently, you know, like it ran great. Apparently, so it's like, man, just give them that extra 6 months before you launch. You know, it's like there would have been no problem last year in launching Jedi Survivor in November. It wouldn't have been a single like there was tons of games last year. There was more games that came out around the time they released Jedi Survivor than there were in the November.
Yeah,
you know,
it was right around Tears of the Kingdom.
Right,
you know?
It was literally like a week before Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. You know, and there was something else right around then too, just because 2023 was so crazy. So it's just, yeah, man, just give them the time. You're Star Wars. You know, it doesn't matter when it ends up coming out. Just,
People love Star Wars.
Yeah, give them the time, let them make it great. And I wonder if that was part of the reason Stig ended up leaving.
Just too much EA pressure.
Yeah, like if EA's like, no, it's got to come out on this date, and he's just like, oh, I'm sick of this. You did this twice in a row now with me. Like especially with how good the first Jedi game was. You would think then, okay, give me the time to make the second one even better, especially on a technical side. Yeah. And I think he did make an even better game, but worse technical side. So
it was worse technically. I think it's better. I think Survivor's better. I think it's a better story.
I do too. And I can't say that about a lot of sequels this gen. It's there's not a lot of sequels where I'm like, oh, this one's clearly better than the first one. Survivor is that. So yeah, it's just a shame on the technical side. I just wish they gave him the time, but they probably won't even get the time now because this will be some new director. It's very excited to work with them.
3-year time again.
Was it a 4-year?
Or a 4-year?
Yeah, 4 years.
So you think they give him 3 to 4?
I would guess right around then. I think it was 3.5 technically, right? Because I think so yeah.
Because it got delayed.
I would think 3.5, 4 again. So what? 2027, fall 2027. If I had to bet when this game's coming out, so gonna be exciting. But yeah, hopefully they give him a good enough time so they can work out all the kinks before.
Are they still? Is Respawn still making the other Star Wars games?
So the first-person shooter got canceled.
Right. Yeah. And there was another one, right?
Which is a shame. Were they involved in the strategy one? Yeah. Were they working on that as well?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd imagine that one's still good to go. I'd imagine they're still working on that. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they're pretty much the Jedi games and Apex, right? That's what Respawn has become as of late. So I don't know where the strategy game.
I've heard a lot about Apex recently. Like, I wonder.
Yeah, how the game's doing.
Yeah. It's it seems to be kind of mellowed out, at least in terms of its like mainstream hype and popularity, but I guarantee you still has a lot of players. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see what Respawn's about. I want to see them make something new at this point. I want to get this game finished, but then like let's see what else they got, God,
I wish we got that first person Star Wars game, man.
I know.
That would have been fucking awesome.
Feeling Star Wars game? Are you kidding me?
How did that get canceled? What are we doing?
What are these people doing? Awesome. Get me in there. Let me run Respawn, okay?
Oh, man, fucking dope, man. That sucks. No, I do agree though. I want to see Respawn do something else after the Jedi games. Yeah, give me a new IP.
As much as I want Titanfall 3, and I really do.
Yeah. If we're never gonna get it, give me a new IP then.
Give me a new IP.
Yeah, just let that team go over and make a new IP.
What are they passionate about?
Right. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. I mean, that makes it even more of a shame Stig left. Imagine if he stayed on even after that for the long haul. He stayed on, and then he was able to make his own whatever his new game wanted to be for this new studio, right? And he was just able to make that with Respawn. That would have been cool.
Yeah, that gets just too much EA pressure.
Yeah, too much. All right. Cool. That's gonna do it for the news of the week. We'll now move on to what we've been playing. Daniel, anything?
I did not really have the time to even play really much Astrobot, so no. I haven't even turned on my PlayStation this week. So
fuck that thing. I was making that stupid beep very loud.
Yeah, why is PlayStation the only console that like it could be like in its rest mode, where you unplug it and it turns it on, it's like you could die. You almost killed us. What are you doing? don't turn it off like that.
What the fuck, man? What the fuck? You just unplug me?
Yeah. The Xbox and the Switch are just, it's fine. You plug it back in, it's fine. The PlayStation freaks out. They did it with the PS4 too. It like freaks out if you unplug it. It's like what?
I don't like the beeps it makes. Like I don't like that it beeps when it turns on. Yeah, I hate that. Especially because the noise comes out the console. It's like, all right, you can make that come out the TV, I guess, but like don't make it come out the console. I don't want that. Don't
do it.
Beep. The thing I hate on Xbox startup is the loud. I don't know if you turn yours fully off. I would shut down completely mine.
I have it on the auto update.
The rest, so, I should probably just keep mine on that because there's
I keep both on rest mode.
It always startles me how loud the Xbox startup thing is. Like when the logo pops up, it's so loud, dude. I'll have my TV at like 10, volume, and it's still just like, I'm like, oh my god, relax, Jesus Christ. It's like when you go to the movie theater and the Dolby whatever the fuck pops up, it's so fucking loud. I'm like, all right, pretty calm down here.
So yeah, I haven't really played anything. What about you?
Okay, so what have I done? I platinum Astrobot.
Platinum, yeah.
Platinum Astrobot. Platinum 51. Yeah, 51. Yeah, had a great time. Great trophy list. Did some really cute stuff at the end. There's a master level. I guess I'm kind of spoiling it, but there's a master level that is like super hard. It's like it's like a secret level at the end that you can only unlock after you do everything, and then you unlock the master level, and it is very.
Is that an achievement? Like you have to actually
to beat the master level? Yeah. That's
okay.
a trophy. And it's like it was giving me like Neon White flashbacks, you know, just like constantly.
Oh no.
Yeah. I was like just retrying
like,
every time, and like I was like sitting there for like I don't know 30 minutes to an hour just doing it, you know, and just like
points for the level.
No, because it's like it's short, you know, it'll take you like 2 minutes, but it's like a very difficult two minutes, you know, to get
just
through.
Like the Neon White level.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Final Neon White level.
Yeah, no.
Points at all?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You completely restart even if you get. And I got like right toward the end multiple times, and I saw the flag, and I was like, "Oh, you little bastard!" But it was very fun, very addicting. And that might end up being my favorite level just because how much fun I ended up having with it. There's some other cute trophies too, especially with all the different Astrobot characters in the hub world. There's a couple you'll like. There's a very cute Yakuza Easter egg you'll like even if you see it. Yeah, you'll like it. There was like a
Is it in a level or is it in the hub?
It's in the hub. It's in the hub, but it involves the Kiryu Astrobot.
Oh my god. Is he the only one that has an Astrobot?
In Yakuza? I don't know. There might be more. There's a lot of Sega characters. There wasn't a Kasuga one. I know that. There might have been a Majima. Might have been. I don't know. I don't want to say anything. He might be the only Yakuza character. I'm not entirely. I can't remember. There's like 300 of them, so I don't remember all of them. There's a cute one where you had to take a photo with Laura and Nathan Drake. Yeah, they're just super cute things in that hub world, man. Especially with all the different characters and stuff. So yeah, great time. Had an amazing time with that game. Then I moved on, started playing the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. Sick collection, man. This collection's fucking awesome.
How's the menu? I always like
the menu's awesome. Yeah, so the menu that has all the games on it, and when you're picking which one you want to play, is fucking awesome. I mean, obviously, like the regular Marvel vs. Capcom 2 menu is fucking awesome in its own right, but yeah, just the base game menu is fucking cool. And yeah, going through a lot of different games that I never played. Like I never played original Marvel vs. Capcom.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah,
it's
very very limited roster. You know, like there's only 8 characters in it. You know, just like OG Street Fighter type things. And yeah, very cool. Plays very well. Obviously, it doesn't play as well as 2, but you know, I wouldn't expect it to. It's a lot of the same characters that are in 2. I think it's all the same characters actually. Like I think all the characters from 1 are in 2 as well. There might be a couple that ended up missing, but yeah, and they all kind of play somewhat similarly, so you could tell they kind of carried that over into 2 and just kind of kept those characters the same and maybe added some new stuff.
Not that far off, like the release.
Yeah, I'd imagine they only came out a year or 2 apart, if I had to guess. But yeah, very cool seeing that. That Punisher game is very fun. This Punisher beat up game. Yeah, it's very cool. It reminds me of the old Ninja Turtle game on.
Yeah, Turtles in Time.
Yeah.
I played the arcade cabinet for Turtles in Time a lot because it was that one and the Simpsons one to beat them up. So those two were like I had that in my like one of my like it wasn't really an arcade. It was like a burger like diner place that had it was like a bunch of arcade cabinets and like a big like slide thing and a big ball pit. And it was just like a good thing for kids because you can eat and then you can have your kids go play and stuff. And there's a ton of arcade games though. We would go there all the time, and I played both those two, beat them up so much. That TMNT game's awesome.
Yeah, I can't remember where I played the TMNT game so much, but I played a lot of it for sure. So yeah.
Did you ever play the X-Men one?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, there's a 4-player X-Men one too.
That's dope.
Played like Nightcrawler. I forget all the.
Man, there were a lot of Xbox games in the 90s, or X-Men games in the 90s.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, X-Men were popular back then. Shit. Yeah,
because they were popular.
There is just a straight up X-Men fighting game in this collection, which I think was before all of these. I think that's the first one that came out.
That might be the one
release date wise. Yeah, it plays just like Street Fighter, like, and it looks just like Street Fighter 2. You know, it even has like the global map thing where you're going to like different destinations on the map when you're fighting different characters, right? And there's a very limited roster on that too. I think there's also only 8 characters there, but it's all X-Men characters. That one's cool too, but then obviously Marvel vs. Capcom 2 plays the best, and it's very fun being back in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I haven't played this game in years, so it's very fun to be back. Yeah, it's funny now seeing these characters because I mean, I guess last time I played it must have been like 2012-ish. So I know MCU was starting. before then, right? The MCU obviously started in like 2008, but still a lot of those characters had rose in popularity by then. Like no one had any idea who Thanos was. He was just
I mean, still at that point, X-Men was probably more popular.
Yeah, definitely.
Like even into that first trilogy of X-Men movies, like the X-Men were way more popular than the Avengers characters.
Yeah,
forever.
Particularly with Thanos, it is hilarious seeing him now because it's like, man, this guy's so popular now. And back then, in 2012, when I was playing this game, it was like, who the fuck is this guy? Why is he shooting
big character from the Infinity Gauntlet storyline?
Yeah. It was like, who's this guy? Why is he shooting a big purple bubble gum out of his finger? You know, and that was it, right? And then it's funny seeing other characters that still aren't that popular. Like, who is that? Yeah, what's his name? It's like Blackheart or something. It's like this fucking weird Venom looking thing that shoots monkeys out every time he stomps. Like legitimate monkeys come out of his
character.
Yeah, he's in the game. Where's his MCU arc? You know, let's make him the main villain of Phase 7 or whatever the fuck. You know,
yeah, sure.
Just do that. So yeah, very fun. Having a good time on that. Go online, get my ass absolutely kicked when I'm playing Marvel Capcom 2. I'm like, oh god, get out of here.
You don't play with that game.
No, dude, people fucking destroy me. I'd like to get good at it. You know, I'm sure I was better back in the day, so I'd like to get better at it over time. So yeah, having a fun time with that. And then I just started Plucky Squire last night. So but I only got to play like an hour. Very cute thus far. Definitely like the tone it's going for. The story seems pretty interesting actually.
Where are you playing it at?
PS5.
Okay. Is it's on their
it's on
Plus.
It's on PS Plus Pass, right? Extra. I think it's on Game Pass as well. I don't know. I haven't looked.
I think that's all the marketing was.
Yeah, I remember them saying that like forever ago that it was coming to Game Pass. So I'd imagine it's on Game Pass as well. So yeah, you guys can go get it over there. Having a good time with it though thus far. Actually, some like cool mechanics that I wasn't expecting gameplay wise. So like a throw your sword mechanic and you can like throw it back or get it back like God of War style type thing. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking cool. I didn't know they were going that far with the gameplay. I wasn't expecting that much out of it. It's like a bit quicker than you'd think too. Like just how fast he moves, Jot moves and all that. There's like a roll and all that.
His name is Jot.
His name is Jot. Yeah, J-O-T. Yeah.
I don't know if I like that name.
Yeah, no, very simple.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
That name makes me feel weird. It's
like
you're jotting something down, but I just don't like that name. It makes sense
maybe
for
that's the play on it. That's because he's in a storybook. I didn't even put that together.
I just don't like that name. I don't know. It makes me feel weird.
I like it more that you said that now.
You're welcome, but I don't like it. It's a weird name.
Haven't even gotten to the 3D part yet, so he hasn't even popped out of the storybook yet. So I don't know when that happens, but yeah, like I said, I'm on
supposed to be fairly short,
30 minutes in. Yeah, from what I heard, it's fairly short. I think it's like 8-ish hours, maybe less. So yeah, looking forward to playing that. I'm probably just gonna save it for the weekend and play the whole thing over the weekend. So that'll be a fun time.
Can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Forward to it.
This game looks really cool.
It does. Yeah, I love the art.
I haven't seen any reviews for it.
Really?
Yeah, is it
pretty high? It's I think it's at 84 on OpenCritic right now.
Okay.
Ain't bad.
That's good.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah, do you have it in our you have it in our fantasy, right?
I had it in the fantasy, yeah. Okay. Very cool. So yeah, I will talk about that more next week. And I think Zelda comes out next Thursday, so good times ahead. Good times ahead. Let's go. Having a good time.
I want that game, but I don't, you know?
I'm like beating a new game a week here. I'm having a good time.
I'm glad.
Having a good time. Let's keep it like this with shorter games. You know, I'm liking the no RPGs right now.
Zeldas are never super long. The only ones that are like
that's gonna be a shorter game. I'd imagine what 25 hours at most you're gonna get out of Echoes of Rhythm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like to do everything type of thing.
So, doing everything probably
more than that.
I would say probably like, if I'm gonna guess, 15 at the minimum, and that's really pushing it. 15 to like 25. Is probably to beat that game, and then to do everything, probably 50.
Ooh.
I would guess for that Zelda.
I'm down for that. Might do Silent Hill after that. I don't know. I'll probably wait for reviews on Silent Hill too. Just so I can keep.
When does that come out?
That's very early October. I think it's like the 5th. So
okay.
Yeah, right around then. So I might do that after.
I think everyone's waiting with bated breath for that reviews for that game.
Yeah, everyone's like, should I buy this? I don't know.
But is that game gonna be good?
Yeah. Reviews are gonna heavily influence people's purchasing decisions on that game, I think. So
yeah.
And then I don't know what I want to do. Because October is kind of a mess. I don't know exactly what I want to play. I kind of want to play Metaphor, but it's like I don't know if I want to start.
There's a lot of games coming out in October.
With how long that's gonna be. Yeah, exactly. And then it's the only like guaranteed for sure one I'm playing right now in October is Life is Strange. Come on now. That's the only guaranteed one.
There's another big one, isn't there? Neva. Neva's coming out in October.
Oh yeah, I'll play Neva for sure too. That'll be another short game.
That's like mid-October, and I think Life is Strange at the end.
Yep. So
Metaphor's, I think, in the middle as well.
Yeah, I think Metaphor is like the 11th or something like that. So yeah, that's that'll be.
I have all three of those in fantasy. October's gonna be a big month.
It's gonna kill it for you. Jesus Christ! Drop Neva. You don't need it. Just drop it, bro.
I don't need Neva.
You don't need it. Just drop it. Drop that and Metaphor. Just because why not? You don't need it.
How am I getting these drops? I have to override the commissioner system. Drop everything. Yeah, I can do that.
Just drop. Oh, can you? Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Go
ahead,
I
can override the system because I own the league or whatever.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Just do it.
Just do it. Yeah, great. Pass me the dub. Yeah, dude, my fantasy is fucked because just too many. I just have too many games that don't have a release date, and they're probably not getting one now.
Yeah, I'm only stuck with one that doesn't have a release date right now. So.
What was it?
Oh wait, I have Dragon Ball Z also in October. All 4 of those are in October.
There's a huge bunch.
Is Dragon Ball Z soon?
Dragon Ball Z's October. Here, I'm right on it. October 11th. Oh, it's the same day as Metaphor.
Oh, I have 4 games in October.
Yeah, you have 2 games coming out the same day.
Yeah, then I have 1 game coming out next week. Aura's coming out next week.
Oh yeah, you got Aura.
And then the only one that I don't have a date for is Rise of the Golden Idol, the Golden Idol sequel.
Yeah.
Which it's still estimating this year.
Yeah.
But that game can kind of come out whenever.
Exactly. They could really do a thing in like December even and be like, hey, we're coming out next week or whatever.
I mean, it could be at like, I don't know, some sort of like the Nintendo Direct or, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's Metal Gear will at least get a confirmation on if it's coming out this year or not at Tokyo Game Show.
And that's soon, right?
Yeah, that should be next week, so I should know by next week. And then Level 5 is doing their showcase and will show off Deca Police next week as well. So I should know with both of those. The Alters, they keep saying on their Twitter the release date's coming soon. So I don't know if that's going to end up being this year.
That's your big game.
Flight Sim is November 19th.
Okay, that's going to be a big game for you. That game's going to get a lot of points for you.
No, for sure. And then, Wanderstop we were talking about earlier with Annapurna. No idea.
I was questioning if that game was even this year anyways,
Yeah, I only picked it up because they put 2024 at the end of their trailer in the middle of the year. So I'm like, okay, you got to be pretty confident it's coming out this year if you're going to put it out,
especially for just June? First teaser of it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I would have, if there was no date, I surely wouldn't have picked it up because you wouldn't think it's coming out this year, but I don't know. Hopefully that ends up just randomly getting dropped. That'd be great, but we'll see. We will have to see.
I wonder if anyone's gonna like. Do you think I have it locked now? Is that
kinda? Yeah, dude. Especially with that UFO game scoring so high. That scored 90. Yeah.
I think it's 89 right now. I think it went down like a point.
I think you got the dub locked up. If I had a guess, because Neva and
I have 5 games still released.
Neva and Metaphor are gonna be huge. I'd imagine Aura is pretty big as well. Life is Strange is gonna get you something at least. And then I don't know about Dragon Ball. What do you think that's gonna score at?
I think it's gonna get points. I don't think it's gonna not get points.
Yeah, like what, 80 or whatever.
If I'm gonna guess all of them, Metaphor is probably 88. Neva is probably 85. Life is Strange is probably 81. Dragon Ball is probably 79. Aura is probably 82.
Okay. Yeah, I can see all of those. Yeah, you're probably spot on with most of those. So
Metaphor could be higher. That's the only one that I don't know. Metaphor could be higher, but I think it'll probably get to upper 80s, 88, 87, 89.
Is it just gonna be me and you 1 and 2 again? Has anyone else got it up here?
Sloan has a couple games.
Good, what does he got left? So he's got Dragon Age.
Chris is kind of gassed out now. He still has one more game.
Sloan's problem is he's still got Hollow Knight.
Yeah, and it's just not coming out.
Yeah, doesn't seem like it.
I think he already used his drop too. So
his Rift of the Necrodancer, excuse me.
That game's not coming out now.
Yeah,
at this
Metal
point,
Slug Tactics. It says fall 2024.
I just don't see it,
Yeah, I don't either.
but it could. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris like had a big comeback, especially with Astro.
Yeah, Astro got
But
him
he
30
just has a
points.
lot of negatives that are like holding him back.
Yeah. Because then what does he got left? He's got Stalker. Stalker might get him something. And then
And he
Lego
has
Horizon might get
Lego
him
Horizon.
something. Yeah. I'd imagine
He
both of
has a
those will
chance
get
for
him
like third,
points,
maybe.
but not like huge.
He could probably get third place. Sims has a good amount of. He still has a lot of negatives that held him back too, but he still has like some really good
Oh, yeah.
games.
He has Zelda.
He has Zelda, so Sims could be in the conversation too.
Yeah, definitely. He's got this Baby Steps game, which that doesn't seem like it's coming out.
Yeah, that's probably next year. I mean, I honestly, I think the fight for second's going to be much closer than you think.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think all four of you are going to be kind of right there.
Yeah, I need some dates.
Yeah.
All right. We want to rank some characters.
Let's do it. Let me pull up the list. Where are you at? There you are. All right, we have ranked.
There we are.
We are at 88 characters ranked right now. We've almost at 100.
Oh, we're almost there. We gotta post it and say it's the top 100 video game characters of all time.
Not just random characters.
No. These are the top 100.
Yeah.
People are gonna see Eddie Raja at like 88. Like, what the fuck? He should be way higher.
Who is Pablo Sanchez?
People know Pablo Sanchez, god damn it.
Oh my god, we're ridiculous. Okay, so do you have a character in mind to start with?
No. I don't know. Let me look.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to take a look
up
and
characters
see.
now.
Okay, I'm gonna do. I got one because I just saw this name and it kind of reminded me. So the first character we're gonna do today, Morgana from Persona 5.
Hmm.
I think a really great look, really cute cat, great look. Morgana even like turns on the car as the car you drive around in Memento.
In Astrobot.
Morgana's in Astro.
Oh no, I think it was the teddy bear from 4.
Oh, Teddy from 4. Okay.
It was Teddy from 4. It was this girl from 3, and then Joker from 5.
Okay. So do you think Morgana's higher than Joker?
Yeah,
I guess I'll throw that out.
We have
there.
Joker really high, don't we?
And I think that's mostly because like it's a really iconic look and it's such a great game. Joker's at 34.
Okay.
I mean it's high-ish, but
I
mean,
do think she's
Joker's
better, but I
high.
don't think she should be that high.
It's a he.
It's a he, really?
Yeah,
Huh.
it's a he.
I always thought that voice was a girl.
It's just high pitched.
Doesn't she gets like turned into a human at the end or whatever? She was a human, right?
I think that's something to do. No, that's in Royal, and I haven't done Royal.
Oh, okay. I remember seeing something about that.
No, like because he thinks that he's a human. That's like the whole part
okay.
of the game is like he thinks like he's stuck
Did he
in a
get
cat
turned
body
into a cat?
because he's like he's a talking cat.
Yeah, it's like Sabrina, Teenage Witch.
Yeah, what's the name of her cat? It's also a black cat. It has a name. I can't think.
I know. Is it Salem?
It's Salem for
Salem,
sure. Because it's Salem witches,
right?
You know, Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah, I think it's Salem. Yeah.
I would say lower.
Lower. Okay.
And I'm just looking like we do have Joker pretty high, to be honest. Like higher than some other characters I probably would not put him. Like I don't know if I'd put Morgana higher than Majima.
No, I don't think so.
And that's a 50.
Granted, I've only played half Persona 5 and half Persona 3. I've played one full Persona game if I put those together.
Let's do our Luigi bar. Is Morgana higher than Luigi?
Ooh, always the Luigi bar.
There's always the Luigi bar.
I think he's a bit under. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
You know how many times I've bought in Persona 5? I've bought Persona 5 at least 3 times.
PlayStation, Switch.
I bought 2.
And Royal?
I bought Royal. I think I bought Royal twice.
Oh my god.
I bought the original. So I bought it 4 times. I have the Switch version. Yeah, I've bought Persona 5.
You haven't beaten it
4 times. Never beaten it. Never beaten it.
I love that. Is Morgana, is he higher than Chloe from Uncharted?
Oh, from Uncharted. We got to define the Chloes now.
Mhm.
um,
Where's the other Chloe? Didn't we rank Chloe?
yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty indifferent on that one.
I actually don't think we did the other Chloe yet. So
Well, we did Chloe from Life is Strange. I
did
remember.
we?
Yeah,
Let's see. You keep
somewhere in
going where
there.
you think. Keep going where you think you.
I'm pretty
So do you
indifferent
think
on the
higher than
Chloe
Chloe?
bar, so I could go either way with that. But I would go right around there with the ranking rise for Morgana.
I don't see a Life is Strange character.
We did Life is Strange Chloe. I remember because it was after I played Before the Storm. It was like so somewhat recently.
Am I blind? I mean,
Yes,
yes, I am wearing glasses.
yes, you are. I don't know. Maybe did we forget to write it in there?
Oh, there she is.
Got it.
Yeah, she's number 30.
There you go.
That makes sense. We like Chloe a lot.
You like Chloe a lot.
So you said lower than Uncharted Chloe?
Yeah.
Morgana? I like Morgana a lot. Okay. So under Chloe from Uncharted is Diddy Kong.
Um.
I like Morgana as a character more than Diddy, but Diddy's got an iconic look.
Yeah. I could go right under that. What's under that?
Isaac Clarke.
Is it right above that? Right there.
You think right there?
Yeah.
Okay. That's at Morgana would be 67. You got a character?
Video game characters. Okay, a lot out there. A lot of video game characters. Have we done Tifa?
Let's see. We've done a few Final Fantasy. I know we did Cloud.
We did Cloud. We did Sephiroth.
We did Sephiroth. I don't know if we have any of the other. No, I think those are the only two Final Fantasy characters we've done. Oh no, we did Clive. We did Clive.
Tifa. Tifa.
You want to do Tifa?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I'll just go with the lower one because we have Cloud higher than Sephiroth.
So she has two gigantically huge
lots of personality.
Two huge personalities. So the two big things on Tifa are her fighting ability and her personality, right?
They're massive. Really
the only noticeable things about her, which are two huge things just hanging there.
She's great with her hands.
So we know that. We know that for a fact, right? We know Sims is a pervert and put her in the bikini in Rebirth.
We know. Here's a negative though.
Right.
Ready?
Yeah.
We know that she was really looking for that shower, so she smells.
Right. Definitely smells.
That's the one thing. We know that she probably smells.
Definitely
She's always
smells.
talking about taking that shower.
Right. Would I like how she smells even if she was all sweaty? Probably. But that's besides the point.
Okay.
Besides the point. That doesn't matter, Daniel. You didn't have to bring that up.
I didn't. You're right. So Sephiroth is 41.
Okay.
Is she higher than Sephiroth? I would honestly say no.
You don't think so?
As much as I like Tifa.
Yeah, with the iconic status of Sephiroth, I mean, Sephiroth was one of the most iconic video game villains ever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to put her above that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go too far below that.
She's not as high as Cloud, of course.
Right.
I mean, Cloud's higher than Sephiroth. But yeah, I don't know about too much lower. So we're getting into some really... These characters are right under Sephiroth are really like good characters too. Like right under it in this 42 is Marcus Phoenix.
Ooh. That's
tough. And then right under Marcus is Clive.
Ooh.
So I guess let's talk about Clive. Is she better than Clive? Clive, it's hard to compare because Clive is the main character of a whole game,
I would say she's probably the second most popular female character in Final Fantasy. Maybe first even. I'm just thinking of Lightning from FF13. She's kind of just considering she's the main protagonist of that game.
Big ones? Yuna,
Who's
Lightning,
Yuna?
Tifa, and Aerith.
Who's Yuna?
From 10.
Oh, I never played 10.
The main girl from 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say she's even below that. In my mind.
Below who?
Not Tifa. Yuna's below. I would say Yuna's the least of all of those. Yeah.
I was like trying to name.
Gotcha.
Shit,
I would even think Yuffie's more popular than her. At this point.
Maybe because of the two new games.
Yeah. Yeah. And Kingdom Hearts.
So do you think lower than Clive? I mean, I think all of these next characters. This is tough. This is like
Yeah.
tough characters.
Keep going.
So
What's
like
lower in Clyde?
lower the cloud is Heihachi from Tekken.
Yeah, lower than
That's a
that.
tough bar too.
Yeah.
Below that, Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat.
Mm.
And then this right here could be the area. So number 46 is Riku. Number 47 is Doomslayer. Number 48 is Tony Hawk. Number 49 is Chai.
I could go right above Tony Hawk with Tifa.
Then we got Sora and Majima. That's kind of like that.
Oh, that's tough too.
Yeah, all like this whole lineup right here is just a lot of very
maybe right below Majima.
Yeah, I don't. The thing that sucks is you just get more Majima.
Yeah,
you get Tifa.
Yeah.
You know, he's just an awesome character. So what about okay? Then we can go a little lower. 52's Bayonetta.
Tough too.
Yeah. What about compared to 53 is Zag from Hades.
I could go above Zag.
Okay. Mainly, she's way more iconic than Zag.
Yeah.
All right, we can put her at 53.
Cool.
There's so many characters now.
What's dude's name from Animal Crossing? The Tom Cook? Tom Nook? Tom Nook, yeah.
Nook. You want to do Tom Nook?
Let's do Tom Nook.
Okay. That's a good one to pick.
People fucking hate this guy.
Yeah, I think you've played Animal Crossing more than I have, so.
Yeah, he's the one always trying to collect your debt. From what I remember.
Yes, he's an awful person.
Yeah, terrible person.
I don't know how he is as an uncle. Maybe he's a decent uncle to those kids. I don't know.
He reminds me of like a Donald Duck type uncle where he doesn't really give a fuck, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe abusive. Who knows?
Slightly.
Put
cigarettes out on the
Luigi
wrist.
Bar. Oh my god. Punches him under the shirt so you can't see it. So let's do the Luigi Bar. Is he higher than Luigi?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay. I'll go way down here.
Okay.
Like 80s.
You think that low?
Yeah. He's not higher than Eddie Raja, is he?
Okay, so if we're gonna, if you think it's 80s, do you think he's higher than Waluigi? I would think so, right?
I mean, what's worse, being a terrible uncle and being abusive to your nephews,
or being a pedophile,
or being a pedophile? Yeah, probably a pedophile's worse. Okay, he can go. Yeah. He can go above.
Number 81 is Alan Wake.
Mm.
We like Alan Wake, but he is pretty low. Number 80. See, I would put Eddie Gordo above Tom Nook, personally.
I'm down with that.
Eddie Gordo's at 80.
Okay.
Do you think is he above? Is Tom Nook?
And then what? Alan Wake's 81.
Yeah.
I do like Alan Wake a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe we have Alan Wake too low.
Yeah, we have what's her name pretty high. Where's she at?
Saga. Saga's really high.
Saga's at 32. We have Saga at pretty high. We just like Alan Wake too a lot.
Yeah.
She's the best character in that game.
Great fucking game. Yeah, let's go one above Alan. Fuck it.
Okay. So 81.
Alan's a shit person too most of the time.
Yeah, that's why I said Saga's the best character in that game.
The 80s is specifically reserved for shit people.
Interesting.
Like pedophiles and people that write books.
Okay. Oh, I got a good one. I know you don't have ties to this franchise though, so it'll be a little tougher. I like to do some villains. We don't really do too many villains. Maybe some more in fighting games and stuff, but what about Handsome Jack? From Borderlands 2 specifically.
Iconic villain.
Yeah. Great look. He's like, I guess spoilers, like, because it takes place after Borderlands 2. Like he has a cameo. He's in Tales from the Borderlands, the first one. He's in like a couple of those episodes.
It's cool.
It's like hologram. It's like a weird hologrammy thing with him in it. But Handsome Jack, yeah, he's really cool villain. They don't really ever give you much to redeem him. He is just kind of like a villain, you know? They didn't ever really.
What's his whole thing? He's like mining resources on the planet or some shit, right?
Yeah. He's just trying to get all the iridium off the planet.
Yeah.
Like just be super rich. You know, like they don't. He just kills people and stuff. Like he's not really ever redeemed. Like even somebody like Sephiroth, like you kind of feel a little bit for Sephiroth. Like maybe not a lot, but like they give you reasons why he's doing what he's doing. Like Handsome Jack,
they give his character depth.
Yeah, and Handsome Jack, I mean, he has some depth there, but it's not like redeemable, you know. Because you're not a big Borderlands fan, where do you think? You think he's higher? Or...
I mean, he's definitely iconic. I mean, he was the face of Borderlands 2 at the very least. You know, I don't think he's the face of the franchise, but he was the face of that game, which is probably the best game in the franchise amongst fans.
It's my favorite.
Yeah. So
some people like the first one maybe the most, but I'd say 2.
I mean, pretty high. I don't know. He seems like he's a good character too. So I don't know. I'll go below Luigi if we're doing our Luigi bar.
You want to do the Luigi bar? You think he's okay? We could do so Luigi's 59.
Okay.
Okay, below Luigi. I'll do this one because of you. What about compared to Valerie from Sea of Stars?
I mean, that's gonna be up to you, yeah.
He's definitely like more iconic.
Yeah.
Is he more iconic than Banjo and Kazooie?
No.
Okay. Should we put him below Banjo Kazooie?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm down with that.
Okay. And that's
in one below that. That's in between Valerie and Banjo.
Valerie. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Down with that.
So he is at 64.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't do too many Borderlands characters yet, so I was like, yeah, let's do a villain from Borderlands.
Can we do fucking
do one more?
The guy with 3 testicles. Borderlands.
I don't even know who that is. Isn't that a Krogan? Don't Krogans have like 4 testicles?
There's like a boss that fucking in the beginning of Borderlands 1 where I think it's like he's missing a finger, but he has 3 testicles or something. That's like what pops up. What do we want to do for the last one?
Yeah, I'll let you pick.
Okay. Little Jacob from Grand Theft Auto 4.
I don't remember. You have to remember.
Little Jacob is your Jamaican companion who all he does is smoke weed in your car, and he like hotboxes your car while you're driving. You can see the smoke coming out the windows.
Okay.
And he's in a lot of missions. He's an hilarious character.
Yeah, I loosely remember him, but he's not clicking as much.
He's like the second best character in that game.
Okay.
Maybe third behind Roman. We should do Roman at some point.
Yeah, we've done Nico. Nico's really high.
GTA 4 is great, man.
Yeah, underrated game.
Yeah, which it really has become an underrated game now, hasn't it? Yeah.
It's probably the best GTA story.
It definitely is the best GTA story, I would say, yeah. Especially after replaying a little bit of Vice City last year. It's definitely the best GTA story, I would say.
I think 5's good too, but like...
I mean, 5's definitely 2, but...
I think 4 is a better story.
Yeah, 4 is the better story. 4 has so much good moments, too.
So good, dude.
The bank robbery mission in 4, like Heat. It's like you're playing Heat. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. All right, Little Jacob. He could certainly go much lower.
Okay.
But he's a character. He's a character I have a lot of love for. Yeah, he's definitely a fun character. He just stands out to me a lot from GTA 4.
How's he compared to Conquer?
Conquer's a bit more iconic than him, so I would probably put Conquer out here.
This one's for you, Eddie Raja. It would be under Conquer.
God, you're tearing me apart here. Anakin, you're tearing me apart. You can't do this. Eddie Raja and Little Jacob, you're just separating my two loves. I can't do that. He can go above Eddie Raja because he's a good guy.
Okay, so right below Conquer, above Eddie Raja.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
So Little Jacob is at 86.
Did Nathan Drake also sleep with Little Jacob's sister? We don't know. Could be.
Oh my god.
Could be possible. We don't know. Does Uncharted take place in the Grand Theft Auto universe? We don't know. They might. We just don't know.
Okay, he's at 86, Little Jacob.
Like it. Little Jacob indeed. That's going to do it for Nerd Gods Podcast episode 241. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to us over at youtube.com/nerdicgods. We're also available on all audio platforms. Forgot what I normally say there. Daniel, anything else you want to say?
Um, Not really. Hopefully, I'll play some more games this week. I'm gonna try to,
Play some
but
games, Daniel.
yeah, I didn't have the time this week.
All right, cool. We'll see you next week, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.